Live from Alabama's news leader, this is ABC 3340 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and Merry Christmas. I'm Sherry Evans.
Merry Christmas to you. I'm Brian Somerville. Brenda and Dave have the night off. Well, it was not an easy Christmas for about 18 families who woke up today with no Christmas tree and no presents after a fire at Uptown Apartments in Birmingham yesterday. Now, today, some people spent the day cleaning up while others gave thanks knowing it could have been much worse.
It was a sad sight, you know.
George Colon, one of the lucky ones. Tuesday, when units around his at Uptown Apartments were catching fire, his was spared.
It really saddens me very much because I've been here for a short time, but you know, this is a very good place. You know, it's sad to see how the apartment all of a sudden, you know, just start catching fire, blazes started rising, and we were very, very sad for that.
For Ulysses Jackson.
But it left me without anything else to wear. Just like now, my shoes are full of water. And that's the only thing I hate about it.
He lost everything, but still, he's lucky. Still, he says he's grateful.
To be 75 years old and still living and still walking under my own power, it's great.
Christmas Day, Jackson, one of about a dozen families taking advantage of services from the American Red Cross.
The families are together. Everybody's expecting to wake up the next morning with their kids and open presents and have a nice family time, and that was interrupted severely.
But Jackson says setbacks could be worse than just smoke and water damage.
It might be hard, but you can always start over again as long as you got that life.
Colon now trying to help clean up while he and his family stay in their apartment, still with no heat.
It's really cold, you know. It's very cold, and I don't have where else to go.
The Red Cross says it is looking to move people who were displaced into new houses starting tomorrow morning. One person, by the way, has been taken into custody for that fire. No charges have yet been filed. Meanwhile, 3 Alabama children died in a house fire in Houma, Louisiana. The children were there for the holidays when the fire started about 1:30 this morning. Investigators have not said what part of Alabama those children are from.
While many of you were opening gifts, enjoying a holiday meal or two with family and friends, a lot of people were actually working today. We caught up with a mail carrier and restaurant worker to see just how busy things were on Christmas Day.
We open on Christmas. We serving about 300-400 people on Christmas Day, like last year. For some people, they don't want to cook on Christmas. They can come by.
Is it kind of added pressure that you guys are trying to get these packages to people in time for Christmas? Or?
No, it's probably average. About average.
Okay.
Yeah, we having a pretty good time at doing it.
When you guys work on the holidays, I mean, I can imagine, you know, this is time that you're spending away from your families. You know, how do they prepare for something like this when you guys have to work on the holidays?
We're going to all celebrate a little later on this afternoon.
Okay, so there's definitely...
Of course, some jobs never stop. Plenty of police, firefighters, first responders, and medical professionals spent the day at work as well.
So does Ashley Brand.
And I am Ashley Brand in the Weather Center for James Spann this evening. Merry Christmas, of course. It has been a cold one. Temperatures this morning started off into the teens, and we did warm up from there. It took a little bit of time, but with a lot of sunshine, we did warm up. And temperatures, of course, already falling again tonight. The good news is these temperatures are warmer than they have been, especially last night. So we're not going to see them fall as much tonight. Still going to be cold. We're still expecting widespread temperatures into the 20s, but again, not as cold. We will talk more on these numbers, and of course, a little bit of a warming trend coming up, and we'll have your forecast in just a bit.
Ashley, on this Christmas night, one Central Alabama family is no doubt exhausted. Nearly 40 hours of travel ended this morning when they brought their adopted daughter home from China.
Yeah, the Beckhams acknowledge that the road to getting their little girl adjusted to life in America might take a little bit of time, but they're confident she'll pull through and grow up happy and healthy.
ABC 3340's Larry Miller shares the family story and why they decided to travel thousands of miles to give their daughter a better life.
A warm welcome for the Beckhams, exhausted by hours of travel to and from China. They brought back with them the newest addition to their family, Ellie.
We started this process officially about 15 months ago. So we're just so thrilled to have her home today.
They adopted the 2-year-old from Shanghai. The couple wanted to expand their family and felt adoption was the best way to make that happen.
When we saw her, we saw the picture of her, and we knew she was ours. We both thought about it separately, prayed about it separately, and came to the same conclusion that she was ours.
The Beckhams say the journey to this point was long, filled with paperwork and what seemed like endless travel. They blogged about their experience, detailing their excitement and the moment they realized Ellie was going home with them for good. For the Beckhams' 2 boys, they're learning that their usual roughhousing won't work with their new sister.
I told my brother that we don't want to fight because then she'll get scared and then she'll just start hiding in the house.
The journey for this family, however, still isn't over. Ellie will have to learn English and get acclimated to life in America.
Her whole life has been spent in an orphanage, and so she's never seen much outside of those walls. And so just getting her used to the changes that will be here that she's never seen before.
Luckily, the family has support from other couples who've adopted children overseas.
There might be some challenges, but you just try to make your life simple so that you can just get to know your new child.
We're told Ellie is shy, but the toddler did manage to give the camera a quick smile. Mom and Dad said the family will spend the next few days resting up, but exhausted or not, the Beckhams are calling this the best Christmas they've ever had. In Birmingham, Larry Miller, ABC 3340.
What a fantastic story. And if you would like to stay connected with the family and their online blog, you can just stay connected with us on our website, of course, abc3340.com. And 2 other families also welcomed a little one into their lives this Christmas Day. Little Benjamin May was the first baby born at UAB this morning. He was due January 1st, but his mother says a C-section was actually scheduled for tomorrow. But you know him, he wanted to make an early debut. Benjamin now joins 2 other siblings. And James Patrick also arrived early on Christmas. This little guy was born at 9:33 this morning at St. Vincent's Hospital. His mother says he was due New Year's Eve, but her water broke last night. James weighed 7 pounds, 3 ounces.
More than 2,000 children go missing each day in the U.S., and there's an organization in Alabama hoping to lower that number. It's already helped solve 1 case in Huntsville and is now working on 1 in Heflin. Photographer Justin McCray and I met some members ready to make a difference.
Every mile on the road, these bikers are thinking about their next turn.
Our children are our future. We have to help protect them.
Victor Landreth lets Johnny Vaughn lead the way. They stop at this convenience store near Heflin.
This little girl, miss it. We'll put this up in one.
Then another.
Bikers are just wonderful, giving people. They're so happy to go out and help. And, you know, this was the best way I knew to give back to my community.
Bikers Urban Response Needed, or BURN, formed this year in Alabama. It's part of a national biker group that has helped find more than 200 missing children ages 11 to 16. Bikers start searching once a parent fills out a request form on the Center for Search and Investigations website.
We'll start going out looking for them. We'll build all the information as to where they were last seen, what they were last wearing it.
On their own time and for no pay. Heflin police say the more eyes, the better. Bikers can help get leads.
Because we're bikers and the stigmatism that goes around with us, very few people will want to mess with us.
The group hopes to spread the word on what they do.
Anytime you have extra eyes or extra boots on the ground doing something like this, and it takes a lot of the pressure off of the law enforcement.
We understand they can't be everywhere all the time, so we're that extra hand. And all law enforcement we've come in contact with so far have been they've welcomed us with open arms, you know. Even though we're bikers, that's okay.
So far, 1 child has been found safe in Alabama, but these bikers are making it their mission to help as many families possible, driving as many miles as it takes.
And if a BURN member finds a child, law enforcement must be called to take over. The organization wants to protect children from human trafficking. Well, coming up on the news at 10, trouble in one of the worst places to need help. How rescue crews are trying to reach a stranded ship in Antarctica.
But next, someone spent their Christmas Day handing out cold, hard cash. Details on this mystery just ahead. But first, here's a holiday greeting from one of our many local service members.
Hi, my name is Specialist James Vilderbill with the 850th Transportation Company in support of Task Force Lifeliner here in Afghanistan. I just want to say happy holidays and happy new year to my family back home in Birmingham, Alabama and in Helena, Alabama. I want to just say I miss y'all and I'll be home soon.
And welcome back. Well, tonight there is no doubt that some folks in Lebanon, Tennessee are having a much merrier Christmas than they ever expected.
That's because someone spent the past week handing out $100 bills. The anonymous woman was spotted in several budget stores handing out cards, and inside was a $100 bill, and she disappears after handing out the gift.
Walked up to me and said, "Here, sir, this is for you." I was getting ready to throw it away, but something kept telling me, "Don't do that." And when I looked in it, that's what was in there. So I brought it back to the store, and they told me, yes, this is real.
Wow. One of the store managers said he thought about checking the security camera to figure out the identity of the woman, but decided against it.
Well, on this Christmas night, a rescue is underway right now in Antarctic. That's where a Russian ship with 74 people on board is stuck in the ice. 3 vessels are headed towards the stranded ship. Right now, it is reported good news tonight that everyone on board is safe.
I'm going to go over to the wall. I'm sorry.
You can go to the wall.
It's Christmas. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
You know, in Inverness right now, our temperature is 38 degrees. And believe it or not, there are not that many people on Highway 280. Only a few. But of course, you know, it's Christmas. I'm sure a lot of people maybe going home for the evening. Our Skywatchers, though, these are the numbers this morning. Last night we talked about the fact that it was going to be cold, and boy was it. Here were the numbers: 17 in Winville, 16 in Concord, 19 in Coker, 18 in Jasper, and 23 in Mountain Brook. Very cold this morning. Now, we'll be cold tomorrow morning as well, but not quite as cold. And just a big thank you to our Skywatchers. I mean, here they are also working on Christmas. We really appreciate each and every one of them. Now, as far as our current temperatures go, of course, it's cold. 30 in Gadsden, 34 in Birmingham, 36 in Alabaster, 36 in Tuscaloosa as well, 29 in Coleman, 27 in Haleyville, and 35 over in Anniston. So these numbers are doing better than they were this time last night. Last night, we had everybody already below freezing, and we're still going to expect below freezing tonight, but I think we'll see a range from the mid to upper 20s. One of the differences tonight, some clouds already beginning to work their way back across the region, so that'll help to keep us a little bit warmer tonight. Now, we'll also start to warm up during the next few days. During the day, we're still going to go with mostly sunny conditions tomorrow. A few clouds here or there, not quite the perfect sky that we had today, but we'll introduce a few more of those clouds tomorrow. And also some moisture down to our south. We're going to bring back the chance of rain as we head into Saturday, but still tomorrow going to be a pretty nice day, and we're actually going to bring our numbers up. So tomorrow afternoon and the afternoons following, we're going to start to warm things up a little bit more. Tomorrow, some lower 50s coming our way. That will be a nice change. Now, of course, the RPM model keeping us mostly clear for tonight, and the bulk of the clouds will stay down to our south. We'll have a few of those clouds roll in. Same deal for Friday, and there we start to see a hint of moisture. We'll have some rain moving up from the south, and that's going to cross Alabama and bring us a chance of rain as we head into Saturday. We're having to bring that chance of rain back, and then we'll start to lose that chance for Sunday. So there's the good news there. Tonight, mostly clear. We'll go with another freeze, lows down around 27 degrees, and then as we head into Thursday, mostly sunny. We'll start to warm things up, highs into the lower 50s, so a little bit of a change there. And then over the next 7 days, we're going to keep those 50s in place and some 40s as well as we head closer to the new year. So up and down always this time of year. Y'all know how it goes. And yes, I hate that we have to bring that chance of rain back for the weekend, but it's only half of the weekend, so not too bad, I suppose.
Liking the warm up.
Yeah, well, you know, we'll warm up a little bit and change things around and then cool right back down with 2014, which sounds so weird to say.
Wow.
Already gone.
Isn't that crazy?
2013 out the window.
Goodness.
Well, thank you so much. Well, coming up next in sports, the thought of 2, of course, better than 1, at least when it comes to preparing to face the Crimson Tide.
And Auburn football has certainly made 2013 memorable. We have a sneak peek at the next Tigers collectible that will become available. Sports is next.
Back now with my main man, Stu McCann. Stu, when it comes to Florida State and Auburn, Florida State has the numbers to back up.
They certainly do. If you take a look at all the stats, and you know those things can be misleading, but
sometimes
it's tough to deny Florida State's dominance. The team puts up the second most points in Division I football and allows the fewest. Could the Seminoles be too good, though? Their average margin of victory is 42 points. Never trailed in the second half. Been up by at least 10 at halftime in all but 2 games. With those stats transfer. Last season was the first time in 6 years we saw an offensive TD in the first quarter of the BCS title game. Are the Seminoles going to react well to a slow start against an opponent who's shown its dominance in crunch time?
And they wait for guys to make mistakes. And they do what they do well. And they continuously do it for 60 minutes. And something has to bend and break. And they don't. Opponents do. So we have to be consistent with that football team for 60 minutes.
Let's take a look at the cover of Auburn's BCS Media Guide. The entire team on the front, towering over the Rose Bowl Stadium. Coach Gus Malzahn and Trey Mason make up the back. The Tigers will play at the Rose Bowl for the first time in program history in the final year of the BCS. Those details should add to the experience.
It's the granddaddy of them all, you know. I mean, it really is, you know. As far as the media, they'll be there. You know, as far as the all eyes on you, you know. But as a kid, it's something that you dream of, you know. And I just tell them, just live in the moment and make the most of it. You know, you can't go wrong doing that. You know, just remember your job and do it to the best of your ability.
Blake Bell put Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl against Alabama with a game-winning drive against Oklahoma State. He was in there because of an injury to Trevor Knight, who will be the quarterback against Alabama. You won't get any hints from Bob Stoops, who likes both players, especially after seeing Bell perform against OSU.
Obviously, I feel Blake has always had confidence. And, you know, you just watch his demeanor as he takes the field on the last drive. I was half smiling on the sideline watching him. You know, I said, look at him. He can't wait to go. And gets out there and did fantastic. So.
That other quarterback, Knight, who was the starter, appears to be recovered from a shoulder injury he suffered against Oklahoma State. He's taken part in the entire bowl practice setup. Knight is a dual-threat quarterback. Bell is a pocket passer, and the Tide will more likely see both in the bowl game. How about a Christmas gift for Sanford? Malik Johnson announced that he's going to play at Sanford for the Bulldogs today. The Dade City, Florida star had also had offers from Southern Conference rival Appalachian State, as well as FAU and FIU. Let's take a look at this basketball play. You know, you hear about the stuff under the tree. How about the stuff above the rim? LeBron James throws down with the left hand against the Lakers. Take a look again. Dwayne Wade off the backboard.